Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is here, so I'm going to be going over my first impressions of the game. Before I get into it, if you guys could please subscribe, like, and maybe even leave a comment, that'll help me out so much. I'll be posting a lot more Cold War videos just like this, along with some Valorant content as well. So let's just get right into it. I will basically be going over my first impressions of the multiplayer, the zombies, and the campaign. These are basically just my day one impressions of how I think everything's going so far, and these are just my opinions and everything. So we're just going to be starting with the multiplayer. The multiplayer in Cold War, I'm honestly having a blast in it so far. There are kind of a few issues here and there, but overall I think it's a very good package that we got this year. Looking at Dirty Bomb, that has been surprisingly my favorite game mode in this game so far. It's that mode where there are 10 different teams. Each team has 4 people, and you have about like 5 or 6 different bomb sites where you have to plant this like uranium stuff in there, and then you want to try and make them explode. You get points for killing people, planting uranium, blowing up the different sites. It's just crazy and hectic. It feels like a smaller, condensed version of Warzone, but with a different game mode and like a different objective. It just really spices everything up, and it's just a whole lot of fun to play. Of course, the gunsmith in multiplayer is great. It's even better than it was in Modern Warfare because we're getting some more in-depth stats with everything. Overall, the maps as well are like really solid. It's unfortunate that we only have 8 maps. But I think that's the case because this game was pushed a year ahead. You know, it was pushed to be in 2020 rather than 2021 because Activision made Treyarch do that because it was originally going to be a different studio this year, but that changed. So I think we only have 8 maps because they still need some post-launch content. So they probably had to cut out some of the original maps to use in the post-launch content and then work on DLC maps that will be coming out in the later seasons. That's just kind of my theory, but that's why I'm kind of thinking that we only have 8 maps. I think the one map that I just don't like that much is Miami. It's kind of weird because I did like Miami in the alpha. I liked it a little bit less in the beta, but I still thought it was good. But now playing it a couple of times with the full build of the game, I just don't think it flows well. It feels too much like a Modern Warfare map where there are just like a bunch of buildings, a bunch of different little crevices to hide in and everything. Like I said, it's all about the flow. It just feels choppy and clunky and slow. I just don't like the feel of it. Like the aesthetic and everything is great, but I just don't think, it's very well designed. I'd have to give it like a 5 out of 10, but pretty much all the other maps are like really good. As of now, the guns feel really well balanced besides the MP5, but I'm sure that they'll tweak that. But overall, the couple of guns that I've been using, like nothing feels really overpowered. I know a lot of people are saying that the 1911 pistol is very overpowered. I know some people are saying that the Spas is also very overpowered. I don't think so, but I think we'll just need to play this game for a few more weeks to really see how the meta forms and shapes itself. But overall, the multiplayer is a lot of fun. It just feels really solid and the gameplay is fast paced. Looking at zombies, this mode honestly surprised me a lot and in a really good way. This is the most fun I've had with the zombies since like Black Ops 3. And I've played the zombies modes in the past several previous CODs, especially like Black Ops 4 and World War II. I've played those a fair amount, but I just got bored with those ones like pretty quick. Whereas this one in Cold War, this zombies mode, I just love the map. I think that the map is always like the most important thing when it comes to zombies. Of course too, you got the guns and the perks and how the actual flow of zombies goes, going through the different rounds. Like with this map, it's just huge but not too big. There's a bunch of different ways to go. You have lots of different options in your playstyle, but it doesn't feel like a maze. They just struck a really nice balance with how they crafted this map, and I think it works really well. Not only that, but it's very aesthetically pleasing. There's lots of colors and everything, but it doesn't feel childish. It actually still feels scary and spooky. I've played it with 4 people, me and 3 others, and I've also played it with just 1 other person. And surprisingly, I felt like that playing with 3 other people was a lot easier than just playing with 1 other person, because like typically the difficulty of zombies gets scaled when you have more people versus like when you have less people. It should be scaled so it's a bit easier. But when I was running with 4 people, like honestly, like it was It was kind of like a hot knife through butter up until we got to around 15, and that's when it started getting really hard. But when I was just playing with my one friend, it was hard, like right around like round 5. Like we had to like really start like, focusing on what we're doing and everything. And also too, it's a new zombie, so maybe we just have to get better at it. But that was kind of like the feeling I was getting, that more people equals easier zombies and less equals harder. Just from the couple of games that I played, that's what I've been kind of feeling. But overall, I mean, like I said, the map is very well made. I love all the abilities, all the old perks are back and everything. The map is super fun to explore. The Easter eggs are going to be a lot of fun uncovering and everything. So overall, Zombies has been really good. So let's talk about campaign a little bit. First off, this is going to be spoiler free. I don't want to ruin the game for you guys. You got to go out there and experience it for yourself. And also, I haven't even beat it. I've only played the first couple of missions, but so far through about the first 5 missions, this game has been a lot of fun. It's very different from the previous COD games. You're shooting less than you ever have before. There's a lot more downtime, which I appreciate. It's kind of nice having, high action, but then also sometimes to chill, because it really gives you a nice contrast as you're playing through the campaign. Something else that's really neat is that you can, name your own character, but not only that, you can actually select like different perks for yourself to have throughout the campaign, whether it's like extra ammo, reloading quicker ADS, more health. You can actually add like 2 perks like that for your campaign playthrough, which it's really fun to add different perks like that to your character for the campaign. I know I just have a bunch of boosted health on my character, so I can just kind of like plow through people like a tank. On top of that, we can have dialogue choices that change the outcome of the story and what actually happens, and we also have options like deciding to kill someone, take them hostage, or just let them go, pretty much. So we can actually control the story quite a bit, which is really fun because it just makes it feel like that the player is more in control rather than just like watching a movie play itself out, which is a video game. Like we should have more control like that, I think. It's only 6 to 10 hours in length depending on how many side missions you do, but I think that this is just fine. I'd rather get a product that is shorter and more well crafted and knows what it's trying to do, rather than a story that's 40 hours long and there's a bunch of filler and several missions that suck. Because so far, like the first couple of missions I played have all been rock solid, and the story has been very well written, and all the characters that we're playing with, they're very well acted. Overall, I just think that with the length that it has, it's just very well crafted and knows what it's trying to do. Those are just some of my first impressions of Cold War, guys. Let me know what you think about the game so far. I mean, for sure in the coming days and weeks, we'll have more updates and weapon balancing and maps coming out and new game modes and all this stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen to this game in the following months and everything. But I think at the moment, it's just really solid and it's a lot of fun to play. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. If you haven't already, I'll be posting more Cold War videos like this, as well as some awesome Valorant content. So again, thank you so much for watching and take it easy.